Aries, what is up, y'all? How you doing? Guess what time it is? Time to see what's happening with you guys in the month of July 2025. Can you believe it, dude? July 2025. That doesn't even sound right, man. That doesn't even sound right, dude. It's flying by so fucking fast. Anyway, for those of you who need a personal reading, you can find all the information on how to go about doing that right down here in the description of this video. All right, without further ado, let's just jump right into this. What should I start off with first? I don't even know. Let's just look at your love interest. How about that? Let's see what's happening between Aries and your love interest in July. What is happening between Aries and the person that you're interested in? July 2025. Anything good happening? Is there a love offer being made? What's going on here? Two of Swords. Well, it doesn't really look like a solid decision is being made. Man, there's a real strong connection here, though, dude. Really strong connection. But for some of you, there could be a third party in the mix. Whether you know about it or not, it's either a third party or a third energy. Okay? And I use those two words very specifically. When I say third energy, I don't necessarily mean the same thing as third party. So when I say a third energy, that means even if they aren't involved with the person, you know that just simply being energetically attached to somebody is energetically bringing a third party into the mix, right? Yeah, we at that day and age now where it's time to quit playing like you can fake energy. It's time to quit playing like just because you don't speak on something means that you're hiding it from the universe, you know? So anyway, though, yeah, there's definitely a third energy in the mix here. Could be a full out and out third party for some of you, but yeah, I don't know, man. To me, it feels like a past person. This kind of feels like you're walking away from this in July, honestly. I'm not going to lie. We have King of Swords reversed, King of Cups upright. So it kind of feels like this person's sending you mixed signals, you know, maybe kind of hot and cold, on and off, in and out. Could be somebody at the workplace for some of you. Yeah. But for some of you, it just kind of feels like this is lingering on for so long. No decision being made. It's telling me you're about to just walk away from this. That's what it's telling me. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. I also have Gemini. Ooh. Drama and conflict. Well, I definitely think there's some kind of past person energy in here. I don't know if they're trying to reconcile with a past person, or maybe for some of you, there's a past person trying to cause drama, you know? So let's just see this person's true feelings, energies, and intentions. Let's see how they feel about you. What's their true intentions? What's their energy look like in general? What kind of person are they? Aries love interest. What's their feelings, energies, and intentions? Do they have an interest in you? Can they see themselves with you? Magician. Two more. Last one. Page of Cups. I think there is an interest. I do think they have an interest in you, but with the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit, Three of Cups, that's what I thought. So, they do have an interest in you. They do. But look, we got Three of Swords and Three of Cups, Five of Cups. They're definitely still not over somebody from the past. Let's just put it like that. So, looks like at the end of the day, I don't know if they're trying to settle down with anyone right now. They definitely have a sexual attraction to you. They may not want to take it further than a sex-based connection. I'm not going to lie. Look, Hermit, Nine of Pentacles, and Devil card. That feels to me like somebody that wants to just stay single and have sex-based connections. They are interested in you, though. They are interested in you. I just don't really know if they're trying to settle down. I don't even know if they're actually trying to become emotionally involved with anyone, honestly. Yeah, they're protecting their heart because they got a broken heart. So, of course, they're going to protect their heart because their heart's broken. Yeah. Okay. Some of you dealing with a Capricorn also have Cancer, Sagittarius, Virgo. You know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right. Well, looks like we got the outcome in the first spread. So let's get that advice then. Dude, look at that. Three of Swords again, already yelling at me immediately. What's the advice for Aries? What is the advice? What's the advice for Aries? Ooh, Magician reversed. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, okay? I'm going to have to go on a little bit of a speech here. And this may not be all of you, but even if it's only one or two of you, this is still very important, okay? Because this is something that I see in the spiritual community that has to stop, okay? You cannot add a face or a name to your manifestation. You cannot do that. No, you cannot. And I know there's a lot of people out there that teach that you can. Now, let me try to break down and explain why I think they do that. I could be wrong. See, you can manifest crossing paths with somebody. You can do that. You can absolutely pick out a person and manifest crossing their path, manifest ending up in the same room with them, manifest an opportunity to shoot your shot, but you cannot manifest somebody to feel a certain way, somebody to make a certain decision, or somebody to love you or see you a certain way. You cannot manifest that. Now, there's a lot, I hear so many people teaching you how to do that. I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot control how somebody feels or what decision somebody makes. If you try, that crosses the line into dark magic or black magic, where you're basically infringing on their free will. Now, I would like to think that the people who are teaching that you can do that, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt because I would hate to think they're that fucking stupid. And I'm assuming that the reason they're teaching that is because they've done it. They picked somebody out at some point in their life. They manifested crossing paths with that person. They took that as their opportunity to shoot their shot. It just so happened that they had a long-term soul contract with that person. Boom. And it ended up working out. That is possible. I'm not saying that's not possible. But you got to be real fucking careful with that. You got to be real careful with that. You don't get to pick who your person is. No, you don't. No, you don't. The universe got that person picked out for you. It's not up to you to find that person. It's up to you to match the vibration that will attract that person. Does that make sense? So anyway, I don't know who needed to hear that. Even if it was only one or two of you, that's still important, okay? So with a situation like this, though, I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to walk away from it. If it gets to a point where you're really so tired of this, waiting on this, getting sent mixed signals, you know, and if you're really getting that tired of it and it's getting to the point where you're ready to walk away, especially if some other love option makes itself available, then you got the green light. You got the green light. Go right ahead and do that. Death card, Ace of Cups. So, yeah. Yeah, if it gets to that point, don't question it. Don't second guess it. If you're feeling like you should walk away from somebody, listen to it. Listen to that feeling, okay? All right. Now, let's see. Let's just see who the next person is that's due to come in. Next soul contract coming in for Aries. Who's the next person coming in for Aries? Magician again. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. Hang on. Nine of Cups. Okay. So, this is interesting. This is going to hit you when you least expect it. And here's another thing that I think is funny too. Those of you who have been working on manifesting a new person, first of all, it's going to hit you when you least expect it. Second of all, there's going to be something in this that you manifested unexpectedly. It's not going to be what you thought it was. And that's very, very common. On the manifestation path, that is extremely common. When you very first start playing around with the universe and energy and manifesting and stuff like that, it's eventually going to happen where you end up manifesting what you asked for, but it didn't happen the way you thought it would. I'll give you an example, okay? Now, this is just a joke, but I see this meme floating around Facebook from time to time. It says something to the effect of a woman is asking the universe, why do I keep meeting married men? And then the universe said, well, you asked for a husband. You got to be more specific. That's just a joke, but that's a good example of what I'm kind of talking about here. But this is going to hit you when you least expect it. For some of you, it may even hit you at an unexpected and inconvenient period in time. Now, this person is very fiercely independent. Very fiercely independent. And so are you. I think that's the thing that's bringing the two of you together, is that both of you are very fiercely independent. I don't know, honestly. I'm seeing you kind of keeping this person at an arm's distance at first. You're kind of keeping them at an arm's distance. Yeah. At least for the first couple of weeks, you're not even really 100% sure where you want to take this or if you want to take it anywhere. I don't know why. Let's see what their feelings and intentions are. It's not telling me that you're picking up on anything weird about this person. Let's see how they feel about you and what their intentions are. What's their energy look like? What kind of person are they in general? Oh, Four of Swords reversed. Chariot reversed. Okay. Well, I think that they had been taking a break from dating. And now it's getting to the point where they're considering getting back out there and getting back out into the dating world. But I don't know. They're still a little bit iffy. They're still not really 100% sure. They're thinking about getting back out into the dating world. I think that this person's at a place where if they meet the right person, then, you know, they'll settle down. But if you ain't the right person, this person is not afraid of being alone. Like at all. They have no problem being alone. So I think they have good intentions. I don't think they have bad intentions. Now, when I say intentions, that doesn't mean that this person is a perfect, sweet little angel that's doing nothing but good things. Hopefully, that'd be nice, but when I say good intentions, I mean no matter what it is that they're doing, what is the intention behind it? Like, do they have intentions of lying to you, playing games with you, using you, manipulating you? I don't see any of that energy in this person's intentions. Again, that doesn't mean that they're not doing some questionable things. But even if they do questionable things, it's not coming from a place of, you know, malice or being malicious or just being an out-and-out shithead. But they are a little bit unsure as to what they want and where they want to go in life and whether or not they're even ready to settle down. I think they kind of want to. But if you keep them at an arm's distance, well, then they may be thinking twice about whether or not you're the person they need to settle down with. If you're keeping them at an arm's distance. Let's see how this plays out for the first 60 days. How's this playing out for the first 60 days after this person comes in? 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Page of Cups. All right, cool. 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. So, I don't think it's coming to an end. But I do think this is going to evolve into a relationship that looks really successful. You may get a lot of compliments from your friends and your family, and y'all look good on social media and all that good stuff. But you all are still having a hard time connecting at the deepest level. You know, having a hard time connecting at the deepest level. So everything looks good on the outside, but on the inside, there's still some connecting that needs to be done. And that's okay. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So overall, I think this is going to end up successful. The first 60 days, though, might be a little bit bumpy. Might be a little bit bumpy is the only thing I can think to say. Maybe a little bit of tension building between the two of you. Let's grab some advice for the next person that comes in for Aries. What's the advice? What's the advice? Okay. Well, y'all, I mean, there's a few things that are going to be very important in the beginning. I would say, first things first, pay attention to red flags. Don't run from them. Okay? Shine a light on the red flags. When you see a red flag, which you will, you will. Have you ever noticed that everybody has a red flag, but we never talk about it until after the relationship ends? Have you noticed that? Now, when I say red flag, I need to preface this by saying, I'm not saying that you find out that this person is living a double life as a crack addicted hooker on the weekends. Okay, that's not a red flag. That's fucking run. I'm not saying that you just found out that this person was recently released from a 25-year prison sentence after doing some of the most horrific, heinous, unthinkable shit you could imagine. That's not a red flag. That's fucking run. I'm saying the little shit. You know, actions not matching your words, words not matching your actions, you know, little inconsistencies, little nuances, little discrepancies. Whenever these things pop up, just shine a light on it and let it be known that you saw that. Now, be polite about it. Aries, be polite about it. I'm not saying be fucking rude about it. I'm not saying get a shitty attitude about it, okay? Just be polite about it. Just be like, hey, I could be going crazy, but I could have swore that the other day you said this, now you're saying this. Was that me? I could have totally misheard you. Maybe it was just me, I don't know. You're shining a light on it, letting it be known, I'm watching you. I'm paying attention to you. Maybe there was no bad intentions behind it. But even if there were no bad intentions behind it, then that's going to make this person think, oh shit, I should probably pay more attention to what's coming out of my mouth. You know? And also, do the best you can to let this person know that they are 100% safe to let their guard down, open up, and express themselves and be themselves around you without being judged. Okay? It's very important. Very, very important. All right? Okie dokie, now let's see what's going on with the person from the past. So if you're not inquiring about somebody you dealt with in the past, or an ex, or whatever the case may be, then this would not be for you. Anything good happening for Aries in July with the person from the past, universe? Anything good happening in July between Aries and the person from the past? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, the Emperor reversed. Ooh, yeah, I'm thinking that y'all are going to end up reconnecting, honestly. We got Page of Cups and Six of Swords reversed. But, I mean, I'm getting an awful lot in this one spread here, dude. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting an awful lot. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what it's telling me. I do feel like there will be a reconnection between the two of you. Okay? There's still quite a bit of tension. Somebody, one, the other, maybe even both of you, is very guarded. Very, very guarded. And if the two of you come back together, and all it takes is one person bringing this energy to the table, just one, and it'll loop back around and manifest into a repeat cycle. Yeah. Because somebody here still hasn't let go of the past. And there's still quite a bit of tension, quite a bit of baggage from the past. But I am feeling like if the two of you can work through all that shit, a reconciliation could happen successfully. It could. Y'all could make this fucking happen. You just got to process through this shit. Got to process through this shit. Let's see how this person feels about you and what their truest, deepest feelings and intentions are. Past person Aries dealt with. Past person Aries dealt with. Ooh, 5 of Swords reversed. So they do want to clear the air. They don't want no more beef with you. They don't want no more drama. I mean, honestly, I feel like they want to work this out. They want a new start. Yeah. They want a new start. I mean, they have the intentions of working on this. I think they have every intention of the world, of working on this and trying to work through this shit and work past any problems you all had and try to do this again the right way this time. Where'd it go? I think so. World card, 10 of Pentacles. So, I mean, it looks like their intentions are solid. And you know me. I'm going to tell you if they're not. Any new faces in here, I'm not going to bullshit you. If I see some bullshit, I'm going to tell you. I don't see any. I really don't. I really don't. Well, let's see how this situation plays out for the first 60 days. How's it playing out for the first 60 days? 4 of Wands. See, again, I told you. 10 of Wands. Knight of Swords reversed. Well, I don't think the two of you are finding very stable footing. Communication isn't the greatest. So this shit that you all need to work through is weighing very heavily. Starting to weigh very heavily. The more time goes on, there's just that big purple elephant in the room, you know? That fear that's lingering from the past, that tension that's still lingering from the past. You ain't saying nothing about it, and they ain't saying nothing about it, but y'all both feel it. And it's heavy. And it's getting heavier and heavier. And the connection, honestly, isn't really all that solid. Not really. Let's get the advice. What's the advice for Aries and the past person? What's the advice? Aries and the past person, what's the advice? Ooh, Hierophant reversed. Sun card, well, Tower reverse, Lover's card though. Well, there's only so much you can do. Well, this is the hardest thing about relationship advice is that there is no one piece of advice that you can just give one person that will fix or save a relationship or solve a problem. So that's why I got to be careful with this. The best thing that you can do is you make sure you are communicating. Whatever concerns you may have from the past, you know, whatever things you need to work on, be sure you're the one communicating it. At least open up, be the bigger person, and just make sure you're communicating. Yo, you know, I know that we had this issue or whatever in the past, and we both have things that we need to work on. Okay? Here's the things I need to work on. And just to let you know, we both got our stuff we need to work on. So, I'm taking accountability for me, and hopefully you're on the same page with me and you can do the same thing, and hopefully, ideally, in the first 60 to 90 days, the two of you can let that guard down and process through all that past shit. If you can process through all that past shit, y'all can make this happen successfully. But have you ever noticed that the reconciliation success rate is staggeringly fucking low? Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that? Now, I've never personally witnessed somebody reconcile successfully. Not personally. I've heard people say that they've seen it. I know a few people who say, oh, I know my aunt and uncle broke up back in 1984 and then got back together and they've been together ever since, or something like that. I've heard 2 or 3 people say that they've seen it, but I've never witnessed it. Every single person I have ever personally witnessed try to reconcile with somebody they fell out with, from what I've seen, it just loops around and does the same thing. And then most people, they just go on and off. Loops around and does the same thing, and then they break up again. And they come back together, loops around and does the same thing, and they break up again. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. The reason why that is what happens 9 times out of 10 is because both people involved have to bring a new energy to the connection. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. Most people are under the erroneous misconception that the only person that needs to bring a change or a new energy back to the connection is the primary catalyst for the problems, right? Or the antagonist, or whatever, whoever had the most problems, whoever caused the most problems, whoever did wrong is the only one that needs to change. Oh no, I've got news for you. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. The primary law is the law of vibration. The secondary law is the law of attraction. You only attract in according to the frequency in which you vibrate. The frequency in which you vibrate is the energy that's going to animate itself, manifest itself, and start expressing itself between you and that person. So even if you attract a person into your life that treats you like doo-doo, you and that person were still a vibrational match. You're still a vibrational match. You cannot bring anybody into your life that doesn't match you vibrationally. Now, there's no judgment when we talk about vibration, okay? When we're talking about energy, I'm not saying good vibration, bad vibration. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're a good person or a bad person, or a smart person or a dumb person. We see good people and bad people, and smart people and dumb people who vibrate at the same frequency and come into each other's lives all the time. This has nothing to do with that, okay? That's just the way that it works. If I vibrate at a frequency that attracts you into my life, and you treat me like doo-doo, and we end up falling out and parting ways, if we want to come back together, and I tell you that you need to change, and you do, but I don't, guess what? It's still not going to work, because now we're not a vibrational match. Because I'm still on the same vibration that attracted the old version of you into my life. I have to raise my vibration to match the new version of you in order to attract a timeline with a more positive outcome. Does that make sense? That's the tricky part about reconciliation. So let's keep that in mind, okay? All right, y'all. Well, I feel like those were the messages that my Aries family needed to hear, so I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is down here in the description, okay? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.